Okay then, we're going to try this again after all the problems with previously. Sorry about all that. I've got my internet back up and working. No idea if it's going to be completely stable though. Hopefully it is going to be, at least for an hour. As we've spent so much time messing around, we're only going to be here for an hour or so. So I guess we'll see how we go with it. So I've had to go backtrack a little bit. I'm back here with my previous save. And we're back in the town of Merjod. I really can't pronounce it. There's some pestilence here. There's a plague. And we're going to have to deal with it. I'll have to actually find somewhere to settle down for the evening though. I don't really want to roam around at night. I want to try and talk to a few people here. So, yeah, I don't know where we're going to wait. Hello there, Sheer. Yep, totally looking forward to version 3. I think my client's already updated. So, yeah. Mentioned earlier with regards to that, if you've still got the beta on your PC, you can rename the folder and you'll find that it will rename the folder to the same name as the live version of the game. And the update, the download will be that much quicker because you've essentially got everything there that you already need. I'm just going up here to have a look at what this fire's all about. So yeah, hopefully we're going to have a few less problems this time. Let's just move that chan up a little bit actually, because I think it's been obscured by the channel logo, isn't it? Let's do that there. So some rather unpleasant business here. They claim it's plague anyway. I'm starting to wonder if it's actually poison. All the animals here being poisoned. Let's go have a look over at the other bit of smoke. Maybe we can find someone to talk to around here. Although probably not at this time of the night. Game is great, Sheer. Some people have a lot of bugs with it, but I fortunately haven't had any trouble at all with it. It's one of my top games of all time, I think. Been playing it quite a bit lately. So yeah, hopefully people are going to start coming back and watching things. I had a bunch of problems earlier with notifications going out and things are not working so well. Probably people got a bit fed up waiting around. No, not too bad. D-Moon. Not much you can do about it. Just have to put up with it, I guess, really. But it seems to be working now, at least for the moment. I guess we just have to wait and see. Oh, look at that, magic teleporting halls. Normally it teleports in behind you, but because I was running forward, I guess, as I ran. Totally agree with that. I think the modding community are going to do wonders for this game. Just heading over here to see what all the smoke is about. It's changing colour, I know that much. Probably like back on the previous area, on the farm, where they're burning all the livestock. All the animals are dead and... Where's the way in though? All the animals are dead and we need to find out what they've died from. The villagers think it's plague, but personally, I'm starting to wonder if it's some sort of poison. Graphics look fairly bland at Bosun because it's dark. Let's wait a couple of hours, look. I'm going to wait a couple of hours and the sun will come up and hopefully it shouldn't look so bland. Hello there, Harkon. How are you doing? Trouble is, waiting around in this game does take a bit of time, so I don't know if any of you have been playing this game, but if you end up in prison, then you essentially get this clock come up and it goes around at roughly this sort of speed, and if you're in prison for 2 or 3 days or more, then you've got quite a long wait and you can't skip it. Right, so there we go. Now the graphics probably look a bit blander compared to some of the streams you may have seen of this, or videos you may have seen of this, because I'm actually playing on the PlayStation version here, not the PC version. So roughly this is meant to be about the equivalent of the PC on medium settings. Let's put this torch away, I don't need it now. Okay, so the whole place has been burnt down, not what I thought. Not livestock. We've got some bodies around here which we can pick up, but we can't loot them. I don't think it would be a good idea to loot them anyway, unfortunately. It doesn't look like we can talk to anyone. No idea why not. Yeah, YouTube stream quality doesn't help a lot, does it? Are you serious? I've actually tried to improve the stream quality as much as I can compared to some of the earlier streams. So yeah, some of the first streams I did on this, looking back at the old video, it looked very bad. We can't get in this house by the looks of it. Bit of a mess. Yep, Bosun, on the PlayStation here. Press E to interact with. What did you want me to interact with? We can't actually talk to these guys. Oh well, nothing here by the looks of it, except for a lot of mess. What about in the building? So there's been bandit attacks on the local towns around here. The bandit attack on, well, before that even, you can backtrack a bit. The guy you play, Henry, the village he was in was attacked by a blooming great army. And most of the villagers were actually killed. I managed to escape and ended up in another town and got into the service of one of the local lords, one of the local nobles, and he sent me out on an investigation to see what's been going on in the local villages, because things are not being too good. Now, personally, I think it's a fantastic looking game. From what I've seen on the PC version, it does look very, very nice as well. Even here, though, I mean, these areas look quite real, personally. I think they do. So we're going to go back to town for a minute and see if we can work out a bit more about what's going on with all the people getting ill. Although I haven't been able to find many people to speak to, unfortunately. It does, I guess, Bosun. They've gone for realism rather than stylized graphics, and if you're going for realism, there's only so much you can do with it. You get it looking as real as possible. And so ultimately, any game, I guess, that's going to look real, they're all going to look similar to each other. Depending on where they're set, of course. One thing I do like about this graphics is all the foliage here. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the outdoors, huge fan of the countryside, any sort of locations like this, and whenever I go on holiday or vacation, these are the sort of places I love to visit. So for me, perfect environments and very nice graphics, especially in the videos. Oh my, indeed, Pain. Well, I guess thank you, Stephen. We've actually bypassed the village a little bit, haven't we? Yeah, Vacation has some of the best graphics ever, doesn't it? Depending on where you go, of course, I guess. Now, there should be some villagers around here to talk to, so if anyone's got any suggestions, we'll have a look. And I'm going to go into the... well, should I or shouldn't I? I'm going to go wash myself in the trough here, because it's getting a little bit dirty. And the guy will get stinky if he doesn't stay clean. If he gets stinky, you become less able to stealth, because people can smell you out. Although I'm a bit hesitant to actually wash myself there, because there's disease around here, so who knows if there's disease in the water. The bathhouse wenches, eh? Well, I've already spoken to this guy over here. He's a friend from the village we start out with. He doesn't look too well, does he? He's not dead. He's sleeping. There's actually a funny animation here. I'm going to do it. And he's sort of... Oh no, look, we're not... He's not even sitting up. Let's end the dialogue. See if he does it. Watch. He flops right back down again. Nope. Oh, he's not going to do it this time. Hey there, Darth Vader. How you doing?
Can I ask you a bit about Merho yet?
I haven't been here long enough to learn much, but ask away.
Right, we've spoken about this. I just want you to see the animation of when he... There we go. Playing dead. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Darth. How you doing? Yeah, you good? Nice to see you here again. Thanks for stopping by. I mean, this can't be too healthy, can it? When you're talking about the spread of disease. It doesn't look very pleasant, does it? Someone's got to clean that out. I wonder if she cleans it out. Right, what happened here?
What happened here?
Horror of horrors, Master. We were attacked by some bandits, and then the plague broke out.
Jesus Christ.
That's right. The Almighty has sent this punishment on us.
Right. Well, I know where Malakar and Straw is. These are two of the principal people in the town that I do have to talk to, but they've asked me to deal with the plague, so I'm going to ask her about the plague.
And the disease? Tell me something about it.
I don't want to tempt fate by talking about it. Makes me shudder to think of it. There's not much to tell anyway. It hit us just after that rabble left. First the horses died, then livestock, and now it's people. Like Melikar's wife, poor thing.
Oh. Okay, well, she didn't tell me a lot, and this seems to be the trouble.
That's
Most
all.
of people are saying the exact same thing. So I've got two parts on the quest here. First is Pestilence. The hamlet of Merhoid has been stricken with a mysterious scourge that has first infested the animals and now the villagers. So have a word with Johanka at the monastery, which is where I went to previously in the stream before the stream broke down and my internet died, so I've got to head back that way in a bit and we'll talk to her again. There's a second part here saying investigate the plague. So once I arrived in Merhoid, I discovered something terrible had happened there. I talked to Malakar, who took charge of the village after vassal Smil was killed, and found out the village was apparently stricken by the plague. So I must talk to Johanka, or Johanka, I assume that would be. She ought to know how to help the folk in Merhoid. If I'm to help, first I'll have to find out more about the ailment. It will be easy enough to find the sick villagers because Malakar and the village elder has marked their doors with lime-washed crosses. Okay, so let's look for the houses with the white crosses. She didn't have a white cross on the door. Hey, Bree. Yeah, day's going great. Aside from having a few problems with the stream. This is the third attempt today. Stream kept breaking down. Internet broke and it even caused my PlayStation to say it couldn't find a license for this game, as people would have seen in the previous stream, because it couldn't validate the license with the servers. So, white cross here. I'm going to go in here. How are you doing anyway, Bree? Ah, this looks more promising. One thing about the game is it does have tremendously long
Have you come
loading screens. I don't know how well you can hear the audio there.
You're out of luck. I'm old Straw, don't you know? Straw! You've taken my son. But you shan't take my wife. You bastard.
Right, I think the guy's a bit delirious.
I've come to help your wife.
To help her over to the other side. Isn't that God's own truth?
I'm sorry that they killed your son. I truly am sorry. But if you don't want that disease to take your wife, you'll let me see her right away. I can help her.
I don't want her taken, no.
There. You see?
What? Are you a quack?
Something like that.
Then go to it. Go!
Okay. Wherever she is, whatever she's got, we don't want to catch it. Probably shouldn't eat from the pot there. She's not going to be in there, I guess. Let's see if she's in here. Well, she's not in the storage cupboard, funnily enough, and she's not in the bale of hay. I wonder if you can get that wheelbarrow out that door. Looks like it fits. Seems strange, doesn't it, having the hay indoors? Oh, she's over there by the... No, it's him. I thought I didn't miss her. Oh, she couldn't be that ill then if she's not here. Is that blood on the thing? No. Hello there, Gabe. Nice to see you here. So she can't be that ill, can she? Maybe that was the one we saw coming out the door just now. She was carrying a rake with her or something, wasn't she? Hello there, Hyman. Good day to you too, sir. How are you doing? Love all the details in this game. Everything placed just perfectly. Right, so in the barn is the guy I've got to...
You're not allowed inside. If you want to go in, talk to Melika.
There's a guy I've got to speak to. We think he knows something about what's been going on in all the villages around here and the bandits. But he's actually ill. And they've captured him. They've locked him in the barn. And they won't let me in to talk with him. Although I could probably knock this guy out and lockpick and get in that way. Probably not the best way. They've actually said they will let me talk to him if I can help cure the disease. She was on the floor in the store cupboard. Really? She was in the floor in the cupboard and I didn't see her. Let's go have a look. Oh yeah. How could I miss her? Thank you. I'd have been looking around for ages. Fancy that, living in the food cupboard. Poor girl.
Fever. Just like Melichar's wife.
Oh, that's it, is it?
Fever. Just like Melichar's wife.
Oh, come on. You must let me do more than that, surely.
Fever. Just like Melichar's
Okay,
wife.
so... we know she gets a fever. We've got to look for symptoms, by the way. Try to work out what's been going on, how the disease spreads, and how it affects the people. Does, doesn't it, Bree? I thought exactly that. She was the villager I was looking at earlier, wasn't she? Yeah. The one that didn't give me much information. So there should be another door around here somewhere, I hope, with a white cross on. Yeah, server's down. There's version 3's been worked on. Shouldn't be too much longer now, I wouldn't have thought. Another hour perhaps. They said 9 hours from 9:30, which I think takes it up to about 6:30, doesn't it? Yep, also in the southeast here, Chris Barkley. And been snowed in, been outdoors with the kids for a chunk of the day. Building snowmans and snowball fights and all of that. Someone else sleeping in the food cupboard. Just a villager. Who we can't talk to. Okay. Surely there must be other people to talk to around here. Yep, very much, Hughes. Great game. Been a long time coming. I mean, the Kickstarter was all the way back in 2014, I believe, wasn't it? So it took quite a while to actually get the game out there. But certainly well worth it. There's nothing out there quite like it. Oh, we've got another white cross here. Oh, thank you, Darth. That's something I'd actually quite like to get into at some point. Maybe Vincent will talk to us.
Jesus, lad, what are you doing here? Can't you see the plague cross on the door?
I'm here because of it. The monastery sent
Yep,
me
done
to
a bit
help.
like that, Bree. I'd like to get
God
it
bless
into
you,
a bit
boy.
more
It's about
dough,
time.
if possible.
I need to know exactly what you're suffering from.
Oh, I see. Well, I have a dreadful fever. My wife, too. I recall almost nothing of yesterday. I was raving for most of it.
Is there anything else? Apart from the fever?
Well, forgive me for saying so. The shit just pours out of me. I can't keep anything in. I'm completely worn
Lovely,
out.
eh?
My wife's the same.
You have my thanks. I'll try to bring help.
Wait a minute, will you? I have one favor to ask.
How's it compare with Witcher 3? Oh, very, very different type of game. I mean, this is a real world historical game, so there's no magic here, no dragons, nothing like that, and it's actually set in medieval Europe, so most of the villages here are historically accurate, I do believe. But in terms of detail and in terms of story, there's a lot here, but perhaps more along the lines of the Tudors, if you ever watched that, rather than something like Witcher 3, but a good story, a good game. Yep, Obsidian Orbital is broken. The Thargoids have damaged it. I do believe people are trying to bring it back online.
So tell me.
But you should still be able to hear me in there.
I need to
Done
write
most
my
the
will.
Evacuation.
Can you write?
Evacuation dialogue in there as well.
I might manage that.
Excellent. So get writing.
Yes.
I, Vincent, son of Vincent, grandson of Vincent of Mehoyed, do bequeath my estate and all my worldly goods to my wife Wilma. If my wife were to pass away with me,
Hey, don't look too convincing
bequeath
there.
all
with
to
his
my cousin Dobesh.
Does he?
at this time the cobbler in Yanovitz, in no event shall my prodigal son Elia, the layabout and good-for-nothing, inherit a single groschen, all customs and traditions aside.
Should I write that too?
Yes, and then write, the executor of my last will is to be my good friend, Father Fabian, presently the parish priest at the Church of St. Martin in Sasso.
Anything else?
This will was written down by... What is your name?
Henry, presently in fealty to Sir Radzig Kobyla.
Well, I never. That will add some weight. Here, take my ring, so Fabian will know it to be truly from me. You can never be sure nowadays.
Okay, well, he don't like his son too much. Do we want to find out why? Where can I find Father Fabian? It's already told us that. I'll be going. I don't really care about what his son's done.
I'll head off then.
Yes.
Yeah, leave all
Go
my stuff
now.
to Henry.
Go before you catch the disease. Then where will we be?
I don't really know, Brie. I think anything to do with narration I'd be quite interested in. I'm not sure how well I'd do as voice acting for characters. Probably need a bit more voice coaching before I started getting into something like that. Hey there, Ron. You can send me a message through at YouTube. If you just go to my About page, you can either email me from there or message me through YouTube. And we can discuss it there and go and just whatever talk about you need to there. Some interesting particle effects there. It's the first time I've noticed that. I am playing on console, Sam, on the PlayStation. Yep, I think that's what's coming next, Nund. We're going to be making a potion, but we need to find out what the symptoms that they're suffering are first, so that we don't make the wrong... we don't make the wrong potion. Yep, hopefully the servers aren't going to be too much longer now. Enterprise? Starship Enterprise is with it. Oh really? Didn't know that, Chris Buckley. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Right, so let's see if we can find another house. To be honest, I can't see me doing Kovas anytime soon. I would suspect Frontier have a few more lined up. But then again, who knows? But they do look good, don't they? They sound very good. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Moon. I think they've been poisoned round here. It's quite convenient that they become ill shortly after they were attacked, isn't it? Ah, Simon, okay then. Played about 30 hours or so, Sam. Done quite a bit of side questing along the way, as well as getting all the guys' skills up, because we've been in here, haven't we? Yep. Because the guy you play, Henry, is absolutely useless at everything, so you've got to spend a lot of time training him up. Now, I don't want to miss a house here. I want to try and find all the information I actually can before we head off to the next village to try and find a cure for these people. Yep, it's possible, Bree. They could have brought plague with them. Ah, you're on to me now, Spatula. Nice to see you here, by the way.
What am I to do?
However, planetary landing.
Who are you? Can't you see we have the plague cross on the door?
I can, but I'm a long way from where you are. I'm here to help.
My name is Henry. I'm going to the monastery to get help.
It's long past time. The Lord's already taken my poor Anthony. And what do you want from me?
I need to know how the illness afflicted your husband.
Yes, I'll tell you everything. But first help me bury my husband. I'm too weak. And Melichar said the dead should be buried at once.
I don't think I've seen the barn scene yet, Spatula, but I have seen the church scene with the old priest, which was very funny. The Alliance ship, the Chieftain, is awesome. I think it's going to be my most used ship very shortly. I'll be using the Asp for travelling around, but the Chieftain is probably going to become my most used ship. Very, very nice ship. Nope, I haven't had any bugs like that yet, Tyler. Hopefully I won't have any like that, but I do know that other people have had such problems. Hopefully you managed to bypass them in the end. Yeah, I've managed to get the armour through the treasure chests. I don't know whether it was a Kickstarter reward or a pre-order reward, but in my chest at the middle there was a bunch of maps, 5 maps, telling me where the ancient treasure is. So I've tracked down 2 of them, or 3 of them, and you get a whole load of nice armour there. Now you can pursue more of a scholar role. You don't have to do everything combat orientated. There are a few areas where you have to get into combat, and it is very difficult. I mean, the guy is absolutely terrible at combat, and even an unarmed peasant bet me right at the start. But yeah, you don't have to do it all combat focused. Yeah, the priest scene, Spatula, is probably one of the most funny scenes I've ever seen in any game. Yep, that's where I'm heading towards next, Nund. Right, of course I'll help you. Tell me what was wrong with him and I'll help you. I'm not touching a plague-infected corpse.
Tell me first. I need to go around other
That was a pre-order
infected
bonus then.
houses too.
I guess I got that.
Then I'll be back
because,
and I'll help you.
Thank
I backed
you.
this on Kickstarter, which
But
I guess
please
they
do
saw as a
come
pre-order.
back. I can't do it alone. My husband had
I
the
guess we'll
fever
find out
all
soon.
over.
Anything else?
He had great pains in his belly. He said it felt like it'd been stuffed with rocks. He was writhing all night through. It must have hurt terribly.
Thank you.
Voice here should be on all sides. metal. If they're not, let's have a look. I was having that problem previously actually, and I thought I'd fixed it. Let me just have a quick look and we'll see if we can fix that. Oh, okay, well we can't get ourselves into mono because we're broadcasting in stereo on the left hand side. I guess I'm coming out. I need to change that to mono, but I can't do it without resetting OBS, which I don't really want to do at the moment. But I've changed the settings, so it should work for next time. As for the videos on Elite, can you give me an example of a video that's lagging and that's under 30 frames a second? Because from my end they seem to be alright. But if you can let me know what videos are messing around, I can check them out and we'll see what's going on there. Obviously I want them being the best quality as possible. Hey there Craig, thank you. I'll show you the Charisma in a second, Tyler. I'll try and fit an Elite Dangerous live stream in there, Kent, but I may end up spending the time putting the video together instead, so I can't promise anything. We'll see how it goes. Oh, you got both ears, have you, Bree? Hope so. I actually haven't moved at all, Metal. I'm still sitting in the same position. Okay, so I can change the setting back to stereo, I assume. Let me know if it changes again, though. If it's coming out of left now, that's because I've just changed it back to stereo, but the little mic readout is showing me I'm coming out on both sides of the speakers, so it should be alright. Thank you, Giga. Okay, thanks, Metal. I'll check that video out a little later and we'll see what's going on there. So you think it's the YouTube channel lagging and not the video? The video seems fine. Listen, I'm just going to actually have a quick look, if everyone can bear with me a second while someone's on here. Yep, just playing it back right now and not getting any lag this end. Let's see if we get here. Hope everyone don't mind bearing with us a second. I'd rather just check this out while someone's in here that can point out any potential errors or mistakes. Blooming ads. Let's get rid of that until the ad's gone. You don't really want to be watching that. Yeah, bit of a quiet spot probably. Alright, oh come on! Go away, advert. Can't actually skip it because I'm playing it through OBS. Right, I think that... Right, not lagging at the start that I'm seeing. Seems to be quite okay. But if you've got any timestamps or any moments where you're thinking it's particularly laggy, unless I'm not seeing it here. Some of this may be less than 30 frames a second because this is older footage from about 2 years ago. I like to go and gather some old footage together and use it for videos like this because many people haven't seen the footage. So I'm gonna get rid of that and we go back to the game. But if there's any particular timestamp that you think there's lagging on, do let me know. I'll have a look into it. Hey there, PC Friendly. Really loving Kingdom Come. One of my top games. At 1.43. Okay then, thanks. Metal, I'll check that out a bit later then. Cheers. Right, so I can't remember what she said for me to do now. Let's. Oh, we can't talk to her now. Does anyone remember what she said? I was too busy getting distracted with chat. Right, I've got to dig a grave. Let's hope that I've got my spade with me, because I'm not being... I don't think I've got the spade. Hopefully she's got a spade round here somewhere, because I'm... Can we take her spade? Oh, come on. Yeah, we can. I thought I wasn't going to be able to take the spade then. That would have been terrible, wouldn't it? Right. Yeah, we've got to bury her husband and dig the grave. Thank you. On with the show. Yep. So where are we going to bury him? Let's see if we get any information. Pestilence. Dig a grave. I promised the widow I'd help her digging a grave for her dead husband. Yeah, but where? Yeah, in the middle of the road. With the horse manure. That's a good thing about these sort of games, isn't it, PC Friendly? We can do things in totally different ways. See if there's a different outcome. Oh, sorry about that. An alarm going off on the phone. So it must be somewhere around here to bury. Behind the house, maybe. Oh, thank you. Like I say, I totally missed that part of the dialogue. Right, there's some trees here. Oh, I see. There we go. Oh, look. So they laid out for us. She must have been expecting. That seems suspicious, isn't it? Go dig up the already dug grave, so I can bury my husband. Looking forward to it. The clips. A lot of interesting stuff in there. Still a little bit unsure of what to expect from all the crime and punishment changes, to be honest. I think we're going to have to see how that plays out over time. I know there's a lot of people that aren't too happy about those changes. But then I get... Oh, look at this. I wonder if we can pull him through the wall. How strange. Grab him through the wall. Alright, let's throw him down in the grave. Poor dude. That was rather odd, wasn't it? Saved me a walk around the house, though. Mining changes. The next update, I believe, aren't they? 4:45. Really looking forward to that. Can we bury him again, though? I wonder where we have to dig to bury. Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure what to expect from the crime and punishment changes, really. I mean, we can see what to expect. Oh, she's out here now, praying. We can see what it is technically going to happen, but what actually happens in practice, I assume, may not be the same. We'll have to see. We'll have to see whether it cuts down all the griefing that goes on. Made me lose my immersion too, Iman. Rather strange.
Christ, such a senseless waste.
Oh, didn't I do a good enough job, Chris Bailey? We could always dance on the body a bit. She doesn't. Oh, no, she's getting upset. She's getting upset. Oh, now I'm stuck. Why did I do that? Right. We put your body in the grave. I haven't buried it. I don't know how.
It's done.
Thank you. Now please take him there. Oh, Lord.
So what, is that quest done? Take the body to the grave. Well, I have taken the body to the grave.
Christ, such a senseless waste.
Oh dear. That's weird, drop body. Well, there's the famous glitches then
Why
in
has
Kingdom
this
Come.
happened? Why?
I haven't had any too many bugs actually, Voiters,
Merciful
so
God.
yeah, for the most part it's
Have
pretty
mercy
good.
on...
Well, it's actually a very good game.
Will you please tell me about his illness?
Certainly.
Right, this is the important part.
My husband had the fever all
They all
over.
say
Anything
fever
else?
first.
He had great pains in his belly. He said it felt like it'd been stuffed with
Okay.
rocks.
A
He was
fever, then
writhing all
stomach
night
ache.
through. It must have hurt terribly.
Thank you.
And the other guy spoke about diarrhea, didn't he? Okay.
What am I to do now without you?
Yeah, take him where now? That's what I couldn't understand.
Why has this happened? Why?
Yeah, it can be a bit glitchy, but I think they're getting that fixed. Right, I think we've still got to keep investigating the... Where are we? Quest log. Investigate the plague in Mohoid. Stumble over that word. I guess we need to keep talking to all these people. We've been in most of the doors now, I would have thought, though. The lime wash doors. It is still being patched. There's a patch out this week, I believe. Right, so no one else in there. Well, you may want to wait a bit, Chris, until we see what the patches are like. Maybe the patches won't fix everything. I mean, for me, I haven't had much problems with the bugs at all, but other people have had significant problems, so I guess you don't know, you never really know how it's going to play out. Nothing on this door. Surely I must have gone through most of them by now. No, we can't talk to Melikar yet. Oh, there's a house up here. Let's try that one. I don't think we've had a look at that one yet. Mayhoyed. Mayhoyed. Thank you, PC Friendly. Oh, here's another door, but it's open, I think. I've been in there at some point, obviously, unless they've left it open themselves. Oh, we're trespassing in there. Vincent. Wasn't that the guy we spoke to before about the... We got the will from him. Let's write down his will. See, what I'm waiting for is a quest update. Once I've spoken to everyone, I'm sure the quest will update. At least I hope so. No space boats, Padu, no. We're just waiting for Elite Dangerous to update and come out, so having a bit of a go of something else in the meantime. I wonder if there is any medieval type planets out there in Elite, if any of them have kind of backtracked and cut themselves off from civilization. Oh look, here we go, another room, another house. Well, this is actually the PlayStation 4 version, Flint, so I don't know quite how it runs on the PC.
Brother, dearest brother, is that you?
Oh, this guy's lost the plot. Do we want to say, yes, I'm your brother? Yes, I'm your brother.
Yes, it's me, your, brother.
Everyone is nearly here. We need to get to Skalitz for the fair.
Tell me, brother, how are you
Hello there,
feeling?
Daniel. Daniel, how are you
Wait.
doing?
You're not my brother. You're one of those brutes. Brother, lock the door. They're
Oh, well, that
back
didn't
again.
work, did it?
Please, God, no.
Brother, don't you recognize me?
Oh, it did work.
It's me. I'm your brother. I was gone for a long time. I've come back home for Advent, remember?
Yes, yes, I remember. Give me a drink of water, brother.
This guy.
I'm thirsty. Terribly thirsty. I feel like I'm burning in hell. I can drink a pitcher of water and right away I'm parched again.
Ah, there we go. So being thirsty is another symptom. So what have we got? We got fever. We got... did anyone say about vomiting? I don't think anyone said about vomiting, have they? So we got fever, we got stomach ache, and we got the runs, diarrhea, and we've got people being thirsty. Let's go back to Malachar. He was over here, and after that I think we'll head to the next town along, if Malachar's still around, that is. Perhaps he's gone back in his house. I don't think he lives in this house, does he? No, this is Straw. Where are you, Malachar? You live near the barn, don't you? Yeah, Nicodemus. We're going to go see Nicodemus next. I got down that far earlier. But due to all the internet problems and the stream crashing various times, I had to backtrack a little way. Where did he go then? Well, perhaps I don't need to talk to him anyway. I just wanted to make sure before. Mehoyed. Still can't say it. Can you get a castle or a town? I don't think so, Metal. I mean, you're basically a complete peasant in the game. So, you start off with nothing. You're a blacksmith, son. I don't know, Padu. I don't know if anyone actually tried that out during beta. I certainly didn't. Where's the horse? Come on, horse. There you are, coming out of the house. Right, so off we go to the next town then. Camera's off centre. A bit better. Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to be nerfing the skimming missions or not. What are you all looking forward to most in the update? Quite a lot in there, so... Certainly looking forward to getting to grips with the new planets. That's something really excited for. Especially making a new exploration series. A few more episodes of Discovery. Wing missions. Yeah. About time we got some of them. Alright, well we can see the church over there in the distance, so I'm going to actually take a shortcut by going across the field, but we'll see if we end up falling off the horse by doing this. The last time I went down there I took the long way round. So the thing is with the horse you can fall off if you're not a particularly good rider. But you saw just now the church over in the distance. Even on the PlayStation, the draw distance is pretty nice. The roleplay stuff should be quite interesting. I know Crass Kitty did have a roleplay server some while back and had a few problems with it, or she calls it a roleplay server, but I guess we should call it a roleplay private group. But I watched a few streams on her back then, with her doing some stuff on the roleplay server. It certainly looked quite interesting, with people doing everything in character. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Gotta get out the water, haven't we? If we can. Can you get out the water, horse? This is one of the reasons why... That's it. It's one of the reasons why... Nope. This is one of the reasons why you stick to the road. Oh, we found an interesting site though. Let's get some loot round here. Let's have a look. Sometimes there's stuff hidden around here. Places you can dig up or stashes hidden away. With valuable stuff in there. Quite seeing it. Oh, nope. Thought there was a bag there then. Nothing obvious. I haven't got anything like that for the horse yet, Tyler. No, can't see anything here that's obvious. I don't know why that's an interesting sight, aside from the fact that someone was obviously having a fire there at some point. We can't get out the forest. Let's try up here. Probably not going to be quicker in the long run. I wanted to take the shortcut by avoiding the road, but... Right. So there's the chapel over in the distance, or the church that we've got to come to. Oh, thank you so much, Fred. I'm glad you appreciate the work. Glad you enjoy it. Certainly much more to come. Going to be doing a lot of Elite videos this week with version 3 of the game coming out. I'm very much looking forward to doing some new Discovery episodes. So yeah, really do appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, that's interesting, Tyler. Got a fair amount of groschen. About 3,500, so should be enough to get some bits and pieces. Oh, he's getting hungry now. Well, at least they've not got plague in this town. Look at the walls of this place. Interesting, they've actually got roof along this one as well. A little bit of protection from arrows coming up and over, I guess. And the drawbridge, of course. Yeah, I think the future of Elite is looking great, to be perfectly honest. There's a lot of good stuff coming this year, and don't forget, Frontier have said that there's a few unannounced things coming this year as well.
I feel quite hungry.
Hopefully they'll start talking about that at some point. Not to mention paid content. And whilst I'm not a big fan of keep spending money out on games, if it means a big new feature, then I'm very keen to see that. But then again, who knows? Maybe not. Maybe it won't be. This is the same town I was in previously, isn't it? Yeah. Love the buildings here. The sense of scale. The sense of actually being there. Hard to say, Starship. I mean, or Simon, wasn't it? I mean, Frontier have been so tight-lipped about it. The only reason they even said anything that they may be paid content was down to the fact people actually kicking off a bit about wondering whether or not their lifetime pass is going to get fulfilled. At which point Zach from Frontier said there's going to be premium content. Now, premium content, he chose his word carefully. I guess that can mean absolutely anything.
Jeez, there's another one.
But yeah, permit locked systems, I like to see that. Maybe some Thargoid bases, you know, space station, literal Thargoid space where we can go and dock at their bases.
We can supply you with a few more blankets, but
something
not
new
many.
with the planets, atmospheric landings. I don't think it's going to be walking around, seeing as Frontier have specifically said
I
that's
know
not
the
coming
wounded
anytime
need
soon.
caring for.
Be a bit more.
Are you
Standing
serious?
still. Yeah, I think Star Citizen will be finished eventually,
Look,
but
we're doing the best
what
we
they
can,
class as
and
finished
this
is
kind of
open to
attitude isn't helping.
interpretation,
I
I
bid you a
guess.
good day.
Oh, great, Tyler. I'll take a look at those towns.
They're holy enough when it suits them.
What the hell?
But ask them to give up something
Yeah, Elite
thorough
Dangerous in
for the
VR, Sean, is absolutely
They're happy to fill their
amazing.
bellies
Another
with
one that's going to be
starve
taking
outside
food
their
out of our
doors.
mouths.
They can all go to the devil.
Don't know if 10 minutes till the servers come back online or not. It'd be nice if they were, wouldn't they? Did any systems get unlocked with the update? Not as far as I know. I doubt whether Frontier will ever go the pay-to-win route. Premium content could mean a skin,
Just
but
for a while, he
I
says.
doubt it.
To help
Bree.
your neighbours.
But then again, you never know. So, Johanka, that's who we've come down here looking for. There she is. Now all these people, I think a lot of them have come from Skalitz, which is the same town that I come from originally, or the character I play come from. Let's talk to her then.
Johanka?
Henry?
I'm glad to see you.
Me too.
So they actually know each other from their
heard that you're
village they
doing
grew
well.
up in.
Serious? Not right now. Matthias sent me.
Matthias? My God, did something happen?
I don't know if you've heard about it, but Merhoyed was attacked.
Oh God. How is Matthias?
Wounded in the arm. He's being brave about it, but his injury looks bad.
I need to see him.
Before you go, there's something else.
What?
Some kind of disease has taken hold in Merhoyed. Their livestock has died off, and now the people are coming down with it too. I thought maybe someone here might know what to do.
Merciful heavens. How awful. It's a good thing you've come here. If there's any hope, this is the place to find it. You need Brother Nicodemus, the monastery physician. He may know how to deal with it.
Very well, I'll try to find him.
Come back when you know more.
Thank you, Johanka.
Okay. We'll come back and talk to her about what's going on there a little later. I did do that bit of dialogue previously. Essentially, she starts talking about all the wounded here and they're not getting the care that they actually need. So Nicodemus is here, and we can talk to him, and we'll go from there, I guess. Right, there's a plague outbreak.
Some kind of disease has taken hold in Merhoyed. Johanka said that you might be able to
Yep,
advise.
I can read a little bit.
A disease, you
PC.
say? How intriguing.
Enough to do this bit, hopefully. Intriguing, it's horrible. Intriguing, yes, but can you help?
Yes, it's very interesting, but can you help these people?
I can't say at this point. I need to find out a little more. Tell me, has the whole village come down with it?
About half the houses.
No, I mean, not yet. Several households have, around half the village.
Merhoyed? Isn't there a stud farm there? And what of the animals? Did they get infected
Yep.
too?
Yes, there's a stud farm.
All the animals are dead. I don't know. All the animals died, yep.
And they've all died off. The horses, the cattle, chickens, and now it's got to the people.
That is most intriguing. What are we to do about it? Do you know the symptoms?
Yeah, I think that's one of the really good parts of the game. How Henry, the guy you play here, knows absolutely nothing when you start out. Can't read, he can hold a sword, but nothing really more than that. Knows some very basics, but I lost a lot of sword fights, even to unarmed people, early on. I don't know how he can be actually that bad, but yeah, he knows nothing, and you have to learn a lot. So, yeah, I've learnt to read already. Do I know the symptoms? I know the symptoms, yes.
Yes, more or less.
Excellent. I have several extensive volumes here in the library. Describe the epidemic, including the symptoms, and we could take some guidance there. Can you read?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. So follow me to the scriptorium.
Right, so let's hope I can read enough to be able to do what we need to do here. Otherwise, I guess I'm going to have to study and then come back. Come then, I'm following you. Hey there, Dennis.
What does he want here?
Right, I guess that's here we have to read.
Just
I
my
assume.
luck to get stuck
Have a look
here
at this
with all
book.
the cripples. Meanwhile,
So as you can
Thomas and
see,
Cumberland probably
I can't
playing dice
read
up on the
all
battlements.
the text perfectly. Some of it is a little bit messed up, and that's because I haven't spent much time studying
I
reading
feel quite
yet.
hungry.
So it is known that the body of a man is composed of 4 humours: blood, yellow bile, black bile and phlegm. If these are in balance, the person is whole and healthy, but if there is an excess of one, it swamps the body, disturbs its equilibrium and leads to ailments or even death. So hopefully I can read it, hopefully he can read it enough. Okay, thanks BH. Yeah, that's what I hope as well, Padu. Atmospheric blendings is one of the things I really want the most in the game. Yeah, we'll have a look at the perks in a minute, JPEZ. Right. The excess of mucus may also lead to diphtheria, I guess that's meant to say. For example, the body endeavours to get rid of it by coughing, sometimes spasmodically. So it's not that. Plague caused by black bile fluctuations often exhibits many signs. These include a fever accompanied by malaise, often alternated with a spastic cough, perhaps even diarrhea. When the body endeavours to rid itself of the excess black bile and great thirst. After a few days, sores erupt on the body, on the neck and under the jaw, in the armpits and the groin. So that's very close, except I don't think people had black spots, did they? And they didn't have a cough. I can't remember now, Mr. Monkfish. I think the chieftain was around about the 24 million mark. A profusion of yellow bile can lead to dysentery, which is manifested by various signs, primarily violent diarrhea. Vomiting is present only recently. The sick also suffer from terrible thirst, abdominal cramps and fever. It is transmitted from person to person, but animals do not suffer from it. So it's not dysentery then, because all the animals are dying. But there are other ways in which the humans are disturbed and the blood weakened. One such is by poisoning, and that's what I think it is. I think they've been poisoned, which is manifested by fever and delirium. We know the guy was delirious because he thought it was my brother. Stomachache, bringing convulsions, diarrhea and great thirst. If a person is poisoned by gas, for example, I can't read what that is. For example, near swamps or similar places, there often appears on him a rash around the nose and mouth. However, this rash does not occur if the poison is ingested through food consumed. Poisoning is not transmitted between humans or animals, but if they drink, for example, from the same place, from the same source of water, then people are infected as well as animals. An interesting case of imbalanced internal fluids. Right. That one says not animals. So poisoning then. You learned alchemy on this mission? Yeah. I did a little bit of alchemy back previously on a quest just walking around. Yeah, JPEZ. Some of the words are difficult to read because the letters are all round the other way. Oh, excuse me. Oh, what was that about quoted on live stream? Chris, I didn't catch that. Oh, 17 to 19 million. Okay. Nope, I haven't got any combo training yet from Bernardo. I'm going to go back and start doing more a little bit later. I'm playing on the console, Padu, because I backed this on Kickstarter back in 2014. Initially planned to get the PlayStation version, not the PlayStation version, the Steam version. But Warhol gave us the option of PlayStation, Xbox or Steam, and I jumped for PlayStation because I spend a lot of time working on the PC. My day job is on the PC. Obviously do a lot of video editing on the PC, and in the evening I like to kick back down in the living room away from the computers, so I thought this would be a great game to relax to, so that's why I went for the PlayStation version. Right, so I guess we can talk to Nicodemus now. If you have First Aid 3, you can actually help cure people in the infirmary. Okay, well, we'll get First Aid 3 in a minute, and we're going to do that, because I do have First Aid 2. I'd like to learn something from you. I know what ails them.
I think I have it.
Yes? And what do you make
poisoned.
of it?
Plague, dysentery, typhoid, poisoning from the water.
It's poisoning from tainted water.
Really? That sounds rather unlikely. But if Master Johann of St. Paul's says so, who am I to contradict him? We shall have to prepare some medicine at once.
I can help.
I could help with that.
Really?
Yes. I know my way around the alchemistic arts.
An ordinary fellow who knows the arts of physic? Who would have thought it? Excellent. I'll give you the recipe, and you have my permission to make use of the monastery laboratory.
I'll get started right away.
I, meanwhile, shall head straight to, where was it again?
Merhoyed.
Oh yes, Merhoyed. I'll take Johanka with me. She has no equal in caring for the sick. Once you have the medication ready, hurry after me.
Thank you, Brother Nicodemus. There's one man there who needs your care more urgently than anyone. He's an important witness in the investigation of some murders.
Out of the question. I shall spend time with the sick in order of their medical needs, not your worldly needs.
Okay, fair enough. Merhoyed, yep. Right. You know, I think I messed it up a little bit, and I should have asked him to make the potion for me, shouldn't I? Let's have a look here. I think it is special edition armour. It was the... Oh, here we go. This might help. Nope, there's only 3 books here. This was the pre-order bonus. Hey there, pale white. PC specs is an i7 6700K for the CPU and a GTX 980. Got 32 gigs of RAM as well. We're going to have that bandage. Right, it's actually getting on a little bit now. I think I'm going to try and get a bit of food before the servers go live. So this might be a good place to end things. Unfortunately, we're not going to get on to cure the plague, but I'm going to have to, or to cure the poisoning. But I'm going to have to try and track down how to make a cure, I guess. If anyone's got any suggestions on where I can find that information out, that'd be pretty handy. I think I should probably ask Nicodemus to do that, but there we go. The book by the alchemy table will tell you how to make the potion. Oh, thank you. Oh, there we go. Let's have a quick look at that. Help, do we want? No, we don't want help. In the alchemist's lab, you'll find on the right side of the bench a herbicarium, which lists all the properties of the herbs and all the recipes that you have learnt. Oh, you open it with X and a triangle to turn the pages. No, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. Okay. So, Saviour Schnapps, we know how to make that. Merhoyed Remedy. The recipe for the healing potion that should cured the afflicted villagers. Prepare clean water, 1 handful of valeriana, 2 of thistle, and some charcoal. Drop the thistle. Oh, great. So we've got what we need, but whether or not I can actually make it is anyone's guess. Didn't do so good with the schnapps. But we're going to leave it right there, and maybe we can pick up from this later on in another video. If not, I'll save some footage of my attempts of doing this, and I'll play it back during the next live stream so that you don't actually miss out on all my inevitable failures on this. I haven't heard that, no. Oh, actually, yes, I did hear some rumours of that, Fred. No idea of information on that, though, beyond that. Pretzel lady. Yeah, bless her. I've got to watch out for those pretzel people now. If anyone to get poisoned, it'll be the pretzel that I buy. Servers have been down nearly 9 hours now. And again, legend. Yeah, potion brewing is a lot of fun. Just takes a little bit of a while. Yep, that's the one. Okay then, thanks everyone for stopping by. I'm heading off now, and I'll catch you all next time, I guess. There'll be an Elite video up, possibly not today, depending on when the servers actually come up, but if they come up within the next half hour or so, I might manage to get an Elite Dangerous video in. Otherwise, it'll be at some point tomorrow. So thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here, and I'll catch you all next time. See you soon.